Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius June 3, 2022. With the moon in your performance sector today, your attention turns to structures, rules, and responsibilities. You're getting noticed, and it's your performance, past or present, that receives the most attention now. This can prompt you to check in with the rules or your own goals, motivating you to push a little more and do your best. Setting some realizable goals can help you stay on track. Practical matters fare exceptionally well today, and even with creative projects, you're inclined to buckle down and enjoy yourself as you do. You might get serious about your finances. A Sun-Mars transit is excellent for feeling the motivation and enthusiasm to enjoy your pursuits. With the moon glimmering through sensitive Leo and your bossy 10th house of authority, you could feel emotionally drawn to career matters and taking the lead in general. This doesn't mean you're reluctant to the idea of romantic commitment. You're simply choosing to prioritize practical matters today. This is especially true when considering the moon's trine to go-getter Mars, celestial ruler of your committed 7th house of agreements, compromise, and significant others, via your 6th house of routine, health, and the mundane. Already coupled? Running errands with your sweetheart and grabbing a bite to eat afterward? Sounds like a date. Try not to be impulsive about your opportunities. Usually, you are a fair, diplomatic sign that weighs the pros and cons extensively before making your final decision. But that may be challenged as Venus in Aries sextiles Mercury in Gemini today. Venus and Mercury are excitable, curious about who and what you could commit to in your career path. You may feel like it is time to jump into new working relationships that could serve as mentorship or commit to a travel opportunity. Before you do, just make sure that you talk everything through with your constituents. As the Sun moves into his final 2 weeks in your financial sector, it is with a lot of confidence, clarity, and momentum. After aligning with the moon to create last weekend's eclipsing new moon and with Uranus over recent days, this is giving you the kind of clarity and sense of perspective that puts you in a better position to take your financial power back. Your social life is due to suffer some turbulence. You feel put down by friends and family or even get into arguments with them. Take a critical look at yourself. Perhaps you are asking too much of your loved ones. Hold back a little and resolve the issues by talking to them instead of trying to have your own way all the time. As silly as it may seem, certain folks want to try to cut off a piece of what you have. You'll see them coming a mile away and can stop them easily or play with their minds for a while. A tendency to rush into romance scares off potential candidates for your love. Such a forceful approach can have an adverse effect on the person you desire. If you're not looking for rejection, try to develop a gentler and serene attitude, then those you meet find you to be a far more attractive proposition to date. When you are not sure what you feel, it's best to hold your tongue. Most people are afraid of awkward silences, and you feel especially uncomfortable during a pregnant silence. Having a regimen that carries you through your day with grace is a lovely way to avoid finding yourself in these sticky situations. Keep your mind on what you need to do for your health, such as eating fresh meals and getting enough exercise, and you will be much less likely to misspeak. Break away from your studies, work, and computer for a while today. Spend some time with family on this day. You are sure to enjoy this very much once you get involved. It can do you a world of good to break free of that serious nature, and to just laugh and enjoy yourself. Most often, there is no better group to just be yourself than with this one. Perhaps you could all go somewhere and do something that will put a smile on everyone's face. See what you can do. While Mercury will turn direct today, the planet of communication is still at a standstill and will be for several days. This is making it easier to lean into Saturn's final days in direct motion, where he is also at a standstill ahead of his retrograde turn in Aquarius over the weekend. The difference between the two is that Mercury has an influence over day-to-day life, allowing things to flow more smoothly from today, while Saturn's retrograde phase is more personal, with this last retrograde phase before he leaves next year a chance to look back and learn from the past. Even though the moon left your romantic sector 2 days ago, this wrapped up a new moon that has given the spirit of romance a boost and is something the sun continues to nurture. With no planetary activity on the relationship front, the moon's return tomorrow will be a much-needed chance to check in, with a chance to prepare to become more emotionally engaged. Our eyes in the sky. Venus and Mars are aligned in Aquarius, giving us a chance to understand the way we partner and express our innermost sentiments to others. This connection offers us the romantic world if we choose to take it. Rather than make a major declaration of love, the Aquarius energy makes us take a step back and understand our feelings at a deeper level. Perspective is everything here, so you'd better be clear about what you feel when you feel it, because the next few weeks are going to be all-encompassing when it comes to romance. These two planets share a minor aspect with expansive Jupiter, which might accelerate all possibilities and make us feel as though the world is ours to conquer. Slow your roll before making any moves. You don't have to win a race. Love is about building connections and knowing the person on a soul level. Also, Mercury and the nodes of destiny square off, which can give you a push to spread your wings and fly, but only if you are on the right track and prepared to do so. You'll have warm feelings for the people you keep close, and you can enhance your connections today. You'll be feeling sociable, and communication will be very open. Being this in touch with how you feel while also being able to convey it exactly the way you like is a blessing. However, this comes with the countering energy of the Moon-Neptune square, making things seem slightly less real. Misperception is very likely at this time, so be careful not to react too seriously to anything, and be aware that you might be more sensitive than usual. The best thing would be to put your energy into creative outlets or some other method of escaping reality. You're sure to at least be resourceful enough to come up with some problem-solving ideas. Time limitations could give you a reality check, but you could be too motivated by possible success to think much about it. At midnight, the moon enters Cancer, ending its void of course which began last night. Over the next 2 days, the moon transits the sign of its exaltation, amplifying feelings of peace, harmony, and accord. Engage in activities that stimulate your senses and allow you to commune with nature. At this time, comfort takes primacy, which means we may be more stubborn or sluggish in our movements as we linger in each moment, stopping often to smell the roses. Shortly after the moon enters Cancer, it squares Mars and Venus, stimulating our desire complexes in potentially frustrating ways. The heart wants what the heart wants, and it might now seem that what our heart wants has been denied to us. Perhaps this is a matter of unrequited feelings. Perhaps our needs have failed to be met. Perhaps we are simply uncomfortable airing romantic or gushy sentiments. We would love for things to be simple, but the extent of a circumstance's complexity makes for moodiness. We may also act a bit desperate, convinced that hearts can be changed if we simply dig in our heels and refuse to acknowledge another's interest or lack thereof. We must determine whether we are potentially hurting ourselves in our unwillingness to accept anything other than a simple answer.